Hello, I'm Charlie, and I'm an artist and songwriter. Lately, I've been trying to build strong habits and routines to support my creative practice. I feel like I thrive when I have an organized space and a clear mind. In this video, I'm gonna share my favorite habits and routines to feel organized and grounded. For me, it's impossible to create when I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, and therefore I'm usually trying to keep my life in order. But I've been a bit all over the place lately and really need to reset my life a bit. And if you're anything like me, let's do this together. I've been feeling a bit all over the place lately, and not in the sense that I've been feeling down, but rather that it feels like my daily routines have been a mess. And I think I'm really caught up in my daily routines and my sleeping cycle, because I know it affects my creative flow and my overall well-being so much. Because over the summer, I've taken some time and some savings to really focus on writing new music and getting this YouTube channel started. So I'm not working with anything else at the moment, which is is great, something I really want to do for a long time. But it also makes it really important for me to actually keep myself accountable and do the things I planned out to do. And I think it's not been a disaster the last couple of weeks, but my daily rhythm has been kind of messed up. And it started with me reading the book Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, which is, by the way, a super amazing reading experience, because it's a fantasy book about dragons and about love, and it's about this war college with dragons. Yeah, it's really nice, but it's also freaking 700 pages long, so it kept me up all night for days and days reading. And then it was also the part 2 that I had reserved at the library, so I also had it available. So then it was another huge book that I also read. And yeah, after that my sleeping cycle was messed up. I got up pretty late, and then I just wanted to read the whole day, but then I still wanted to get things done, like my songwriting session and my vocal practice and editing. And then I did my editing, especially in the night. So I usually started at 11 p.m. and was done by 2 a.m. And then I went to bed, but still wanted to read and kept on reading, and the cycle just repeated itself over and over and over. But now I'm gonna try to put myself back on track, because it's been hard to put myself back on track after messing up my sleeping cycle. And I think this whole sleeping cycle thing is a problem I had for the last couple of years. So I think that's why I'm so caught up in it, because I know that every time I'm sleeping too much or I'm sleeping too long, I'm getting tired and I'm getting kind of lazy. Maybe lazy is not the right word for it. I'm not feeling so energized if I sleep too long. And I also think it has to do with that I really like to have a really slow and present morning routine, because I prefer getting up at 7 in the morning, or at least before 9, but preferably at 7. And then I get up and I eat breakfast and I journal and I go for a long walk, and that usually takes about 2 hours or something. And I think especially the journaling is a super important part of my routine. Maybe it's actually one of the actual pillar stones to my overall well-being, because it brings so much mental clarity, and it also really declutters my brain, because I try to usually write 3 pages or more if I feel like it, because 3 pages are recommended by Julia Cameron, the writer of the book The Artist's Way. And The Artist's Way is one of the absolute best books about creative mindset. So strong recommendation on that one if you haven't read it. So I'm usually trying to write 3 pages or more, and it's either me just rambling on about what I've been up to, talking about life, or I'm also just ranting about things that I'm oh, this is a struggle right now, how am I gonna overcome this thing, or I'm scared of this thing not working out. But then I'm trying to pick myself up and being okay, but are you sure it won't? And are you sure this is this square worldview that you have is the only way something like this could work out or could not work out? And I'm often bringing myself back to my center and to my actual values and my purpose, and bringing myself back to the things that are actually important to me. And I think journaling is like a nice way to talk to yourself in a way. And I always feel so much lighter after I journal. And that's why I try to do it every day. But yeah, today I'm gonna try to get my life back together, do a little reset, and I'm mainly gonna try to clean up my apartment because it's not like crazy messy, but I think I'm also quite kind of like a cleaning freak, so I like to have it quite organized. And I think people, especially artists, are so different in this, both with cleaning and with organization and planning, because some people really thrive in their own organized chaos, and they like to just follow inspiration spontaneously and just, go with the flow. But I think me personally have a really hard time going with the flow if I feel like there are a lot of things hanging over my head, like a messy apartment, unpaid bills, mental clutter, or other things I haven't dealt with. And then I have a really hard time just letting go and start creating, start writing, start singing. So therefore I'm trying to have like a nice flow of getting these things done throughout the week, so that I can also be really present and really grounded in my creative practice. Okay, let's make some lunch. It's not gonna be complicated because it's just leftovers from yesterday that I'm gonna heat up, make some egg noodles, blend it all together and eat it. Oh, I'm so hungry. Okay, let's do it. So the crucial thing when it comes to good habits and routines is not to never fall off track, but it's rather about finding a way back when we do. And that's why I think a reset day is so effective, because in my opinion, a reset day doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be some cleaning, some cooking, and some mental decluttering for something like journaling. But it gets us into this active energy and out of any rut we may have gone down on. And each time we find our way to the things that makes us feel good, the return gets easier, just like we're paving some kind of mental path back to it.